What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. And we are now in episode 21 of them things. 21.
21.
You know what time it is. It's the one and only, your boy, Jay, the producer, the lonely one, the babyface is babyface. And without further ado, you know what time it is. Time to pass it off to my co-host. Go ahead and take away from here.
He is a wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. He is Hero, and I am he. And Lone Sokoa, what do you want to pot about? On this fine.
I want to pot about wrestling.
Man. Pretty good impression.
It's a great day to pot about wrestling, man. We got a pretty solid week of wrestling from all three shows right now, and including like some stuff from NXT, because I definitely checked out a little bit of Heat Wave on Sunday too.
Yeah, Heat Wave was nice.
Heat Wave was crack. It was definitely crack. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into this week's news. At the top of the list, it was just covered all week, or maybe not all week, but like the last 3 days or some shit, bro.
It's been a crazy, let's just say 12 days, because
let's go with that. Let's
from
go with that.
Biddendor to what was it? Not from Biddendor to 2 days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago. It was only a 9-day difference.
Shit, bro.
But that is I feel like that's the biggest news. We should get some of this other shit out the way real quick.
We can do that. Okay.
Yeah, let's not bury lead. All right, real quick. We got 2 injuries from different ends of the pond. On one side, we have Trent from the Best Friends, former best friend. He's injured. I didn't see what the injury was, but it seems like he's going to be sidelined for a while. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. Especially because he just joined the Callis family and whatnot, and I feel
currently in a feud.
Yeah, he's currently in a feud, and I don't know if that Orange Cassidy shit was ever super deaded. So yeah, anyway, that sucks. And then on the other end of the pond, it looks like Tyler Bate has a pectoral injury of some sort, and he had a successful surgery. Boy. Yeah, big strong boy. Hopefully comes back stronger and more boyish, and a little more big. But shout out to both of them. Hope you guys have a successful recovery. And
absolutely. Yeah. Nat resigns. The word on the street is that Natalya is back in the WWE. Yeah. I don't know exactly how I feel. I think Nat is a WWE lifer. I think we both came up here and said she's probably going to resign. Would have been interesting to see her in other places, whether that was AEW or TNA, but I'm glad she's staying where she's, the most comfortable. Nat also has some feuds that she was doing in NXT at the time too, so who's to say that she doesn't have more on the plate? But I think after fan not necessarily outcry, but fan just commentary, I think WWE realized that you can't lose a Nat. Nat's she's one of the ones for sure.
She's one of the ones, and we talked about it multiple times. She has the dungeon. I mean, even if she went to AEW, she still would have stayed in Florida. And again, we talked about it. The dungeon would have still been open. But
right,
I think she's one of those vital players that any company would love to have, and they didn't want to let her go. And they made a deal. They made a deal before the contract expired, and shout out to Nat. It's one of those moments where, if she left, it could have shook some stuff up a little bit, but also at the same time, her resigning is the most non. I don't even know it's news, just because it's well, of course she did. It's not really that surprising. It would have been more surprising if she did leave, but I mean, obviously she again, dungeon. All these wrestlers are friends with each other and shit. There's only a war on the internet, so. She resigned, and I low key before that news came out, because what's her name? Mercedes dropped a Bret Hart line on Dynamite, and I wasn't sure if that was because they were in Calgary or if that was oh shit, maybe Daddy's really coming. I don't know, but But no, I think Natalya resigns. Yeah, she resigns. She got the bag. She
I
gets to stay
think,
home.
yeah, of course. You stay home, you stay with the people you're with. I also think that the landscape of WWE changing kind of opened up a lot of doors, especially with like the Noah, the Mari Gold, like being able to place certain talents that might not be in storylines over like overseas or whatnot. I think that changes a lot in WWE because like they were just locked into work with WWE talent. The only other way of like expressing your wrestling ability was going down to NXT, and now you can go to like Japan and like get your shit off. That shit changes a lot. Like the biggest company in the world, biggest wrestling company in the world, is now allowing talent to work at other promotions. Like that's love, yo.
Which is dope. And she's been heavily trying to work with Jordan Grace. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in TNA in the next couple weeks or so. Last time we saw her on TV was I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the last thing she said was that it's time for a change, and she was talking to Sonya Deville, which we'll see what we'll go into Raw, and we'll see what. Yeah, so yeah, who knows? Yeah, I think her working. Yeah, I can see her in TNA relatively soon. And speaking of like letting talent do stuff, we just had the AJ Styles and EO and Noah. They just did their stuff. Both of those matches were hard hitting, great shit. And I'm assuming those AJ Styles is washed allegations are gone because he was cooking. And then also, there's 2 other NXT talents. They're doing the Noah. It's not the G1, but it's similar to the G1.
Similar to the G1.
Yeah, where there's two sides, A bracket, B bracket, or whatever the hell it is. So yeah, no, it's all good. It's all dope.
Yeah, I heard that like AJ was cooking in Japan, which is not like anything surprising. That's where that boy's from. Like like he gonna go crazy. And I heard the EO match was really good, and I need to check that one out. I saw a clip of like her using a pile driver, and I was like, oh, okay, you go over there, tombstone the bitches. And that's the kind of the dope part too, is that when you're able to like leave certain promotions and just open up your bag a little bit more and like use moves that you can't use in WWE. Like you kind of get 2 different kinds of wrestlers, like, and that's really cool to see.
Speaking of signings, before we get to the big one, it looks like Maximum Male Models are going to go to ROH.
Yep.
Hopefully AEW Dynamite, because I don't want them to be stuck in the Shadow Realm. They're entertaining, and high key the tag division could use a refresher right now. The Young Bucks. Yeah. I'll say this as neutrally as possible. They're stinking it up. The tag division isn't as strong as it was when the first 2-3 years. So them, getting a new tag team that's entertaining. It's a good look. So hopefully they go to Dynamite too. They're not just ROH. And I don't know if anyone saw it, but because Max Caster, he's been very anti-signing people. Like he's like, why would we want Shelton Benjamin? Why would we want the male models? And then Mansoor cooked him in his own gimmick. Cooked him in his own gimmick. Barred him up. So I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I'm glad that they're not just doing. I'm glad that they're going to be on TV-ish, or no.
And the thing is, like, ROH definitely needs like I won't say like a facelift, but just more intricate like stories and signings and talent and shit like that. So hopefully, like, they have goals. Maybe they want to be like ROH tag champions and come up and challenge people on Dynamite. I don't know what that looks like. But I'm definitely happy to see them like in a promotion because those dudes are mad talented and they can entertain people. As far as like Max's comments go, I feel like, man, that's just, you don't want that. You don't want the comp. You don't want to like be better. I feel like if people come in, it makes the brand better. If you're sitting here like, oh, well, my TV time is going to go away or this or that, it's like it was never yours in the first place. Like you can't take something that you already got solidified. Like, right. If Kenny come back, Kenny, like, you're not taking Kenny's time away. Kenny is about that life. Like, that's just what it is. You're not taking MJF's time. You're not taking Will Ospreay's time. Like, that's not happening. If you're one of them ones, you are already solidified.
Yeah, and you'll get that time. Especially if you're one of them ones, you're going to get that time.
But it's like the Acclaim has been getting time, like, this entire, like, run of AEW. Like, they're almost too much goddamn time. And you still ain't really, like, respectfully still ain't really like done like anything to be like, damn, like they're the number one tag team in AEW. I mean, they had a great title run with the tag belts, but I feel like even without the belts, you got to be able to like still make yourself relevant. That's what makes you a great fucking like team. You know what I'm saying? Like without the gold, you're still fucking like, you know, those guys. FTR without the gold is still FTR. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
just shit like that.
Oh, man, speaking of FTR, real quick, I don't know if you saw a recent picture, but Cash, I don't think guns is the only thing he's shooting. That's all I said. Because that man is swole, bro. he went off of TV for 3 weeks and just came back jacked as shit.
Like, bro, what's up with these niggas, bro? And the thing is, like, they be like, because it was like when AJ came back, AJ was swole as fuck. Randy came back, Randy was swole as fuck. FTR coming back, they swole as fuck. I know Kenny coming back, Kenny about to look like fucking Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Like, it's about to be fucking nuts.
Yeah,
like,
man. There must be a new HGH that we don't know about. You know, there's something. They got a new workout plan. And ain't the Kanye one either. But,
nah,
yeah,
new flavor of Prime. Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the biggest signing.
Go ahead. Biggest signing is
Stephanie Becour, who I'm sure it's been all over Twitter. It's been all over everything. She was part of CMLL / New Japan. She just had one of the best matches on Forbidden Door with her versus Mercedes.
Yep.
And it looked like, I mean, from optic wise, it looked like, oh yeah, it looks, you know, Tony's probably going to sign her because that's, you know, he usually, a lot of the talent that he brings in for Forbidden Door, if he likes them a lot, he'll more than likely try to sign them similar to, you know, a la of a Ospreay or a Okada. And then, so Forbidden Door happens. It was like AEW, WWE, everyone has eyes on her. And then articles come out like, oh, wait, hold on, she's still signed to this. And then 2 days after that, essentially,
she was dropping dates. It was like, oh, she's dropped out of this day, dropped out of that day.
Yeah, she did
one. That match, was like the real hint.
Yeah, she did one match with Tessa Blanchard, and then then she just dropped everything, and she missed the show. Turns out she missed that show because she was at Heatwave, watching Heatwave in the backstage, and then next thing you know, it's like, all right, she signed. it's literally it's like ever since let's just say this, since the last 4 or 5 years since AEW's creation, I would say this is the fastest signing in either company in fucking history. The way that they did it, like they saw her, they locked in, they locked her up as far as like they got that contract signed. She literally was wrestling yesterday in Mexico because WWE
Mexico.
They're doing a tour in Mexico, and and usually also what made it like super crazy because you know we were all in our chat, we were talking. I was like, oh, I don't know if it's official yet. PW Insider was like, nah, it's pretty official. And then you see Shawn Michaels tweet, he's like, welcome, and it's like we also, besides maybe Tony, you don't see like you don't usually see like Triple H or you know Shawn Michaels usually tweet like, yeah, we got him. Like, so that was kind of like it's like, damn, they really did lock this in really quick. Like I think he had that in his drafts on Sunday. He's like, I bet I'm gonna send this shit on Tuesday. Let's just watch. But,
yeah,
man, she looks great. She looks good. She looks great.
I'm excited for her.
Yeah,
people. I saw like a lot of mixed things. A lot of mixed things. A lot of misinformation. A lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's like, you know, the rumors, or like not rumors, but the actual fact about like, you know, the femicide thing that happened in Mexico, the whole like Roosh support and all that, like just the drama around that was fucking crazy. There's a lot of like, you know,
and for those who don't know, just a quick recap: she was dating a dude in Mexico, another wrestler. They got into a DV situation, and as of right now, he's in jail. He's still in jail for attempted murder on Stephanie. And there's a lot of people in Mexico. It's pretty much split in half. Like there's people that are like, no, it's similar to fucking Megan Thee Stallion in Tory Lanez. There's some people who like, nah, he didn't really do that. And then there's the other people like, no, he really did do that shit. So a lot of the reasons or justifications of why she might have went to the other companies because she didn't want to be with people that were supporting her abuser. Just a quick recap.
Yeah, and like it's just wild because like then you really start digging into people's personal lives and shit like that. So like they're digging into like Roosh being in support of that. Then they're like, well, Roosh's brother Dragon Lee's in WWE, and like there's just all this fucking shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it just took away a lot. It took away from the moment like she signed to like her dream company where she wanted to be. I believe there was like reports or interviews back then where she was like, I want to be in WWE. And that makes sense. I think she's around like 32, 33. So she's around our age. And it's like, where else did you want to go as a kid? You wanted to be, if you're a wrestling fan, you wanted to wrestle in the WWE. Like that's just what it was. It could be just that. It doesn't have to be as complex and complicated as like people want to make it seem.
Or
the whole burning bridges stuff. Bridges can be rehealed. I mean, if anything's shown me with the Punk shit, bro. Like Punk left that bitch scorched. Went to AEW, still left that bitch scorched and came back. So anything's fucking possible, bro. Like.
Yeah,
it's all business.
And most of that burning bridges stuff came from Meltzer, according to Stephanie's like own tweets. If you translate them, she said that she's leaving on good terms. I don't know. We can believe in the latter, I guess. But as you said, anything could be. You can rebuild a bridge. So
for sure,
especially if you have good intentions and good heart, all yada yada yada. So, but at the end of the day, that was her dream job, and her it was like, okay, and it's like it doesn't have to be like negative or anything. She had a choice where it's like, okay, I can work here and leave Mexico/Japan and work in the United States consistently. Either do I choose this one company who I just worked at, or do I choose a dream job who finally noticed me? You choose the dream job, I guess.
I believe she's Chilean, so she's from Chile. And there's a lot of other shit that WWE does really fucking well when it comes to like, signing like foreign talent. It's like, visas and shit like that. Like they move hella fucking quick. They can get that shit done. Like just being based out like Orlando and like having your home and have your support system. Like WWE does a lot of solid things when it comes to signing talent, especially foreign talent, getting them like familiar and like acclimated with like, just the cultural like differences and whatnot. I'm excited to see her wrestle. I thought she was great in fucking Forbidden Door. I think she's gonna be great in NXT. You got her and Julia coming back. I know people were like they were talking about the Julia and like Stephanie had a match, but they were saying that match wasn't as like as impressive because like, Julia was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But to do that now in like a WWE presence, I'm kind of interested in seeing what the fuck that looks like. You now have some hitters in the women's like NXT like locker room. Like that's gonna be fucking solid. They're gonna start cooking pretty soon.
Yeah, and there's rumor that they also signed a woman named Delta from Australia who pretty much is. I don't know if she trained with Rhea Ripley, but she's following the exact path that Rhea Ripley did, and it looks like they signed her too, and she looks amazing also. So it's like They got three hitters. The women's division overall on the east side is going to it's looking good. And only time will tell. But it's looking good. And fuck, man, women are up, man. Women's wrestling.
They are up. Like, shout out to like respectfully, like shout out to like Forbidden Door for putting that match on, and so like showing the world like who this talent is. Because who's to say that Forbidden Door doesn't happen? Does she get signed? I still think so, of course, but like that put out a huge like magnifying glass on Stephanie because she was fucking dope. And sometimes, bro, life is life. You get outbid. Sometimes, like where you want to go anyway. Like that's just real world shit, bro. Like that's just how that works.
Exactly. It's not always. Sometimes it's about the zeros. Sometimes it's not.
It's exactly.
Is it about
comfort and where you at? Like that's what it is. Let's jump into the Monday Night Raw. It looks like that man, that boy Philly Phil opened up the show for you.
Phil CM Punk opened up the show. He pretty much had to break down why Money in the Bank went the way that it did for people who were upset on the internet or who couldn't figure it out. So pretty much he went to explain himself, and then Seth Franklin Rollins comes out and they have a back and forth, but Seth cooked that nigga. And essentially was like, man, this is not all about you. And as we talked about last week, I was like, this is they're still doing the main feud, but they're also now setting up the other feud that we were supposed to get or months ago, because we were supposed to get this match for Mania. And so yeah, essentially Seth is like, man, you keep thinking of yourself, and when you're healed, I'm gonna fuck you up too. Essentially.
pretty much. So this nigga was like, look, when you get fully healed, you won't even be to like say the word Drew McIntyre. I'm on your ass, boy. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I feel it. One of the funny things about this promo was that, like, he said he was fined $25K for his third interference. I'm like, who the fuck let somebody interfere 3 times and 3, like, to be fair, if I was Drew, I'd be pissed off too. Like, every time I get somewhere, your ass is in the kitchen eating up all the food. You always fucking up my shit, man. Like, I was so close to getting it, bro.
In the goddamn refrigerator.
Eating all the food. He was like, it makes sense. Drew has the right to spaz the fuck out. You know, Pierce is over here looking at him like, what are you doing? He's like, bro, you ain't even controlling your roster. You're not controlling, like, you know, Punk. Motherfuckers is dying over here. Like, if I was Drew, I'd be like, bro, I'm going to Smackdown. Like, this is at this point, I need to switch brands because you be fucking me over. You have no control over your brand. So yeah, Drew, I'm with Drew on this one. I do like the fact that Seth was ready for that issue, and he is right, bro. Like, you stuck your nose in my business. Like, I could have handled that. And Punk was like, what business? I was going after Drew. It doesn't matter, bro. This was all my business. It was a triple threat. I was going to figure out a way to make this shit work.
And Punk apologized, half-ass apology, but he did apologize. He's like, but that man said, "I'm sorry." I guess I'm really not that sorry.
Can I really apologize to you? I'm not that sorry. It's like, oh, this backhanded ass compliment over here. Like,
wait till he curb stomps that motherfucker, bro. And heels too. Hopefully he does it in heels too, just because.
In heels, that's gonna be crazy. The Punk. I'm interested in the Punk Seth build up just because they both got mouthpieces. Like, the promos in this should be very entertaining. Like, we should get some words from them, like, back and forth all the time. It looks like first match on this docket was Gable versus Jay.
Yeah. It's a pretty good match. I mean, it's a Gable match. Jay did his stuff. You're gonna get the yeets. It was a cool match. But it's really what happens afterwards that matters.
Yeah,
and
the setup.
So Jay wins, and that's when the lights start shutting down, and he books it out of there. Like, he's like,
that man looked at the camera, said yeet, and just juice. Like, that was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. And then eventually Gable gets up and leaves too, but Abigail, aka Nikki Cross, hands Pat McAfee a box, and I don't know if it was on purpose, or maybe I wrote this down. What's in the box? Shout out to anyone that gets that reference. It's not a head though, unfortunately. It's another VHS tape. But yeah, which we see later.
Yeah. We get a Priest Seth promo backstage where pretty much out of that promo, Priest is like, that gentleman's better off. Like, you know, name your time and place after I get done with Gunther, and like, we can do this again. Which I'm half and half with. From a champion's perspective, I understand, because like, nah, bro, let's run this back. Let's do it this time without, like, you know, all the bullshit, you know, that came with it.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, you know, the story elements was, you know, he can never challenge for that belt again. What does Seth do? You know, I wanted to see what that looks like if Seth doesn't go for the title. And who's to say he will? Who's to say that, like, you know, Priest wins against Gunther? Like, we don't fucking know at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he will. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that one, because I feel like, again, we talked about it multiple times. The Berlin show is after that, so I could see a universe where he loses Gunther loses the SummerSlam match, but gets the rematch at Berlin, or the other option is Gunther wins and
that motherfucker step into Berlin and that bitch go off. That pop gonna be crazy coming with that belt.
Man, So the way that I took what Priest said to Seth is essentially, I think it's a way. I don't think we're going to get that match again, at least as from no. But so I think that was a way of them hinting that eventually. I mean, we kind of already see the lines on the tea leaves or whatever the fucking phrase is. He's eventually going to be babyface, and I think that is them like baby facing him a little bit to where, yeah, he's like, you know what, fuck the handshake that we made. Let's run this back when, after I finish this next feud. So, and I think that's a way of them, I think that's a way of them baby facing him, where he's like, yeah, man, whatever, we'll run this back. It's fine,
right.
type of thing. Yeah. So, it was interesting. I don't think we're gonna get that match, but it's a cool thread or layer for Priest that would back that up, because I feel like Priest months ago would have been like, nah. I said it, you got it. That's it. We're done. Vamonos type of thing. But yeah, so it was it's a cool thing. After that, we get Reed and Pete Dunne, which is a cool match. It's the first time seeing Pete Dunne in a singles match, but that's how we knew about the Tyler Bate injury, essentially.
Because I think crazy.
I
was watching this on Hulu, and that match did not happen on Hulu.
Oh, it was a quick match. What was it?
Like, I was like, when this happened?
I don't want to say it was a quick match, but it was a cool match. They both got their shit off. It made Pete Dunne look strong, but Bronson Reed wins, because we're gonna get Bronson Reed and Sheamus next week, because they had a backstage promo.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so after that, we get Braun Breaker attacking Sammy again. Sammy cuts a promo outside.
I don't like his music. I don't like Braun's music. I would prefer the older one. The one he had before this was fine, but this whole screamo music for Braun Breaker, it just doesn't fit his character to me.
Same. I don't like the lyrics. I mean, the very first theme he had was fine. Honestly, I'm shocked that that Death Rebel or whoever, or not, it's not, is it Death Rebel? Yeah, I'm shocked that they didn't add barking sounds to it, because you know how basic they are when it comes to shit. I'm really shocked they didn't just start adding barking sounds, which honestly would have been better than the vocals that we have currently, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I don't like messing up like the aura before we even get like the aura from the champion. This doesn't make any sense, but it's just like he's just now building himself. Changing his music and kind of like changing how people feel about his interests and shit like that while he's already building himself, or he's trying to build himself, just feels like a weird choice to me. It's like, let this man get his shit off, build up his character, and then we can like worry about the music. But this whole screamo shit does not fit the dog, man. It don't fit the spears. It don't fit the chants. It's just disgusting.
And there might be a chance that he asked for it, and if he did, I mean, he did, but bro, you should have not asked for it if that was the case. But
not like I've grown with music. I think a good example is Seth's music. The one now I was not feeling. I like the one before better, but then as I like start sitting with it, I loved Seth's current music. Like, it just fits a lot more. The crowd's more involved into it. The whole chanting together and like that shit's fucking dope.
Sing his song. Sing his fucking song.
I was more of a fan of the burn it down at the intro with that shit was dope. But this one is a lot better. It fits the character more. So maybe it might grow. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a rematch at some point, because Braun attacks Sammy. Fucking he spears him. That's when Pierce and a bunch of other people, the security, come out. He does one of the funniest things ever. He's like, "Oh, look at that!" And then fucking
look over there,
and then just dips and does the spear. When he runs around the ring. Good shit. But Ilya comes out. You can't be
my general manager falling for look over there. That's crazy, bro. Like, hey, look at that, huh? What's up? Come on, bro. non-serious ass. It was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, Ilya comes out for the save, and it looks like next week we're gonna get Ilya versus Sammy for the IC, which based off the story that's going on, that's more than likely going to be interrupted.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and if it does,
I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good match.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match, and then it's gonna be exactly what we got with Seth and Priest at Money in the Bank. It's gonna be a good fucking first 10-15 minutes, and then it's gonna end in some chicanery, probably.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, which and we speculated last week, but it looks like they're gonna go for either a triple threat, maybe, or a fatal 4-way at SummerSlam. But we'll see. It could end up still being a 1v1, but Ilya is still attached or orbiting around Braun Breaker a little bit, so that's also interesting to see. But yeah, should be a good match.
But my question is like, why is Ilya going so hard for Sammy? Like, it's
an old school babyface thing where it's like you see like babyfaces, heroes save other heroes type of thing. You know, it's like
it's like this nigga has nothing to do with you, but you out here like he shot your best friend. Like,
yeah, for real. Yeah, Well, Ricochet gone, so he gotta cry over somebody's dead body.
Oh fuck. We get a little backstage promo with Priest but Drew and Pierce, where he's saying, Punk and Pierce. He's telling Punk to stay home for next week. I got to bring Drew in. You know,
because Punk
get the fuck away from here.
Yeah, Punk asks Priest to lift the suspension, and then that's right. When Priest is like, "All right, I will talk to him next week." Again, only because you're asking. I don't want to do it. Essentially, I'll talk to him next week. But you have to stay
don't
home.
Suspend him. I need to put these hands on him, which is going to be a fucking chaotic mess, like a street fight. At this point, street fight in a bar, somebody got to get fucking fucked up. We get the Y6 Bo Dallas promo.
Yeah.
Actually, my bad. Before that, Dom got stretched out.
Yes, Whippa. Dom was getting stretched. Liv was trying to loosen him up.
Oh yeah,
and then we get one of the best like little. It's so like Three Stooges or cartoonish how each of them like pop their head over behind the wall. Good shit. Currently my AVI on Twitter because that shit was hilarious. But
that shit was funny.
Yeah, man. And Carlito, since he's been part of the Judgment Day, he's had some of the best one-liners. It's like Dom's like, man, it's been hard. He's like, Priest's like, it can't be that hard. He's like, I don't know. It looks pretty hard to me. It's like, bro, chill.
Yeah.
I just saw a compilation. Someone made a compilation like literally yesterday, just all his lines thus far, and they've all been good. Carlito part of the Judgment Day has been really good.
He might be on run or on par with the way like Jimmy was using the bloodline with his one-liners. Like Jimmy has some good ones, bro, and Carlito's right there.
Yeah, good shit.
I can't go out there. I'm on the injury reserve list.
What? I can go.
I'm off the injury reserve list.
Oh, speaking of that, it seems like he's cleared, so we should be seeing Jimmy soonish. News came out that he was cleared.
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't know if he's going to be. I don't know if he makes his debut at SummerSlam. I think they leave that for Roman, but I think in the next couple of weeks we will see Jimmy on SmackDown at some point. Shit, we might see him on Raw trying to get Jay back. We never know.
Yeah.
We get the Bo Dallas promo.
Yeah, it was good. He's acting. I still. In this video package, we see images of the other members with and without their mask for like split seconds. So it seems essentially it seems like these are alter egos. Like these are they're they turn into these people whenever. I guess I don't know. I mean, we still got to figure that out. But it seems like they're alter egos because we see a little later Bo Dallas was in Priest's room as Bo Dallas.
Right.
And then,
it's interesting.
Yeah, there was a screenshot. There was real quick. There was a screenshot in the chat that DT sent because we talked about it. That was like we want these segments for everybody to explain why they're in here, and it looks like they have there's a screenshot of Eric in the chair. So it looks like they're finally going to give us that moment, hopefully, where everyone does their own video about it. Like this is why I'm part of the Wyatts or whatever. But Yeah, that was But
Yeah,
we see Bo Dallas in his room.
You see everybody's real faces and whatnot. I think it was fucking Dexter who has like the biggest fucking like transformation I've ever seen. I didn't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
And then the only one we didn't get was Nikki, and Nikki crosses. She still stayed in character. She didn't have like one of the second versions of herself.
Yeah, she was still wearing a mask and whatnot.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it. I like the whole, like I said, Batman villain kind of feel where they're humans, but they're like, just twisted in some way, like mentally.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of, Batman or just Super Saiyan shit, or even the Incredible Hulk. It seems like they're all like similar to what Finn does with the demon. Like when shit gets tough, I have to bring that demon out. So yeah, it seems like they might go that route.
Yeah, he says that one of the quotes in it was like, "Took the discarded, the forgotten, and want to set the captures free." Yeah, and so like we're getting layers here. We also see that, like I said, afterwards, Gable is trying to like get protection from all the shit's been happening to him, and he's talking about, "I'm gonna go on vacation if you can't fucking protect me and whatnot." And that's when we get to Bo Dallas in the office. And what the hell could Bo Dallas be trying to tell Pierce? What does Bo Dallas want?
Maybe he's apologizing for the murder a couple weeks ago.
And I still think they going after Jay for some reason. Like every time you get a Wyatt like thing happening, Jay Uso is right there around the corner. Like it's like
in Gable.
He's either in the ring, he's either like in the entrance, like doing his entrance, like somewhere. Whenever the Wyatt Six pop up, Jay Uso's around. So I don't know if they're really going after Gable. And that would also be kind of crazy too if like you have a face off of Bo Dallas and Gable, and Bo's like, "We don't want you. Like we want this person over here." We get the Braun versus Ilya match.
Fire match, but ends in fucking DQ because Braun threw a chair at him. Yeah. He's like, fuck all this wrestling shit.
You know what? I don't like you. Huh.
And then Sammy
some dope spine busters. Yeah, Sammy's definitely here for the save. There's some dope spine busters in here. Ilya counters the Hurricanrana. And then I just have my next note. Braun chucks an office chair. Like not even like a steel chair. He takes one of them fucking work from home chairs and just throw it at you. Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And then Sammy comes from the save and Braun Breaker destroys both of them. He's the one that's standing tall. So yeah, we're probably gonna get that triple threat.
Yeah. We get a short Testament promo going after the New Day, of course. And then we get a Rey Zelina promo before the main event.
There was a 6 women's tag with Damage Control versus the Ravers and Lyra.
That was another one I missed.
Yeah,
I saw the screenshot of Zoe, Shayna, and then why am I missing her name? Sonya.
Yep. So after that match, I want to say Damage Control wins. Damage Control wins, and then they get attacked. The internet, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. They get attacked by the 3 women, Zoe, Shayna, and Sonya. We don't know their name yet, but Sonya was active, which was cool. So she's actually doing some of the attacking and stuff. She wasn't just sitting there. And so it looks like we're getting another women's stable or faction. And
where do you want to see them go? What is your high for this? What do you want to see?
Man, I want them to be successful. I do. I like all 3 women. As of right now, I don't know how high that ceiling is, though. Sonya is definitely the better talker out of the 3, and probably has the most personality. Man, I don't know as of right now, because just how I feel about like on the male side, like with the Pride or Hurt Business, just niggas in suits. I don't want the women's version of that.
The women, and respectfully, like lesbian version, like we don't got to stick all y'all together like this. Y'all are great talents and like individually, And just because y'all maybe possibly share the same like sexual orientation, I don't really need.
Zoe's married to a man.
That's fine.
But the internet was like lesbian shield. They were making a lot of jokes about it.
Like I don't need all that, bro. I just want to see them get in the ring and let's see what y'all can do with y'all characters.
Yeah. I just want some interesting characters, and who like they might add Natalya. Like we talked about last time we saw Natalya was her speaking to Sonya saying it's time for a change. So yeah, they might add Natalya, and if that's the case, I mean overall, like, okay, because Sonya has an MMA background, Shayna has an MMA background, and Zoe's just cool as shit and has one of the best springboard drop kicks ever. So it's like, okay, so it's a badass group that can literally, on the street, they literally could fuck you up. So I do like that aspect, but yeah, I need to see some character first, and then that will determine how the shelf life on this group, in my opinion. If we get some cool characters, then yeah, the ceiling is higher. But yeah,
adding a Nat would be kind of dope. Seeing like, I just don't know Nat's ability to play like a heel.
It's the same as her playing a face. Respectfully, like I love Nat. Her jersey's in the rafters for me, but character-wise, she's never been interesting. In ring wise, she's great.
In ring. Fucking amazing,
but like jersey in the rafters, you Hall of Famer.
Like as a heel, like because I love the idea of having Shayna and like Nat as like tag partners and just fucking making bitches tap out. Like I think that'd be fucking dope. But it's just like character wise, like I don't know if Nat can go to that place where we need her to go.
She's gonna say bitch in a Canadian accent, and we're gonna have to take it. That's it. Yeah. We're gonna take what we get. But yeah, we gotta let it cook. We're gonna let it cook. After that,
we get the mixed tag, the main event.
Yes. Liv and Dom versus
Liv and Dom,
Ray and Zelina.
And I was like, I love this. Mixed tags are one of my favorite kind of matches. I do love like mixed tags. And I was like, I can't remember the last time we've seen one in a while. I don't know if we did one.
Shit, honestly, the last one might have been when it was Rhea and Dom versus Ray and Zelina or some shit. I don't know. It's been a while. Been a while.
Entertaining match. We're not entertaining. Well, entertaining moment. I won't say match because that makes it seem like the match is just the most entertaining part. But yeah, one of my notes in this was like they're OD for letting Dom land in this lady's legs off of a trip that Ray sets up. Yeah. How you gonna trip your son into some coochie?
Yeah,
like just stumble into the box. It's crazy.
Best thing he's done as a father, as far as I'm concerned. Ray, you're a deadbeat. Okay, so before the ending, I will say that Liv and Dom win, which was cool because I think this is Dom's first time pinning Ray since they started beefing. So he finally got a win on his father. That's what's up. Because his father is ass. Kayfabe wise. He's terrible. He's a terrible person. But after that, man, we get another return. Mommy is fucking back.
I eat, sleep, breathe. Yes.
The demons in my dreams.
A lot earlier than I expected too. Well, not a lot early because we're around this, like SummerSlam's around the corner. But like definitely, like she's here to do 4 weeks of promos or just get people ready for what's happening at SummerSlam. Before we get into that, I do want to shout out Zelina because Zelina was going off in that match. Like this is the most active I've seen Zelina in a match. She had a great fucking moment. Which leads me to my question: is there any way this is not Rhea versus Liv at SummerSlam?
I think that's
could it be? I think that's like it, which is fine because that's what I assume too. But there's no way that's like Zelina versus Liv and Rhea sabotages like Liv and Zelina gets a chip.
I mean, shit. Could be. It could be. I mean, I don't have an answer right now. I need to see what happens on Monday because I think Rhea might open the show.
Yeah, she's open the show.
And this is further gonna because Rhea shows back up. They didn't get an overrun. So like
man,
it cut
shit's
off.
killing me.
It cut off quick, so you don't really get to see the Dom trying to be like apologize and really like, what the fuck, I'm leaving. She's upset. But yeah, it looks. And as of right now, on the internal roster, if you go online or whatever, she is currently listed as a babyface, and all the other Judgment Day members are currently still listed as heels. And we talked about earlier, Damien is probably more than likely going to be a babyface also. So I think Damien and Rhea are going to lead the group at some point. This is further setting up that, yeah, Rhea and Damien are probably going to not be Judgment Day anymore. And we'll get new members. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Mommy's back, and I'm eager to hear what she's going to say in this promo about,
Absolutely.
and how Dom is going to try to apologize.
This man's gonna get booed out the building.
Yeah, if he's like his real father, he's gonna bring some chocolates and some roses like Eddie did to China, and he's gonna be on his knees apologizing.
The funny part, Liv shook the fuck out of there. Left Dom in that ring to take all of that. She was gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's all part of her plan. She set her plan from the get go. She wants to destroy Rhea, take everything away from her. But maybe Liv doesn't even really like Dom like that. Maybe it's just further just trying to fuck some shit up. Maybe who knows? I mean, I don't know. We gotta see some more motivations, and we'll get these promos. But yeah, I think we're gonna get Rhea and Liv SummerSlam, and Dom tries to help Rhea, but it fucks up, similar to how he tried to help Becky twice, and it fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's probably where we're gonna go for it for sure.
That was Monday.
Monday, good episode. Not mad at that episode at all. I was very entertained with that. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we're gonna jump into some AEW Dynamite. We're gonna talk about Ospreay and MJF. And we're back, people. Kicking off with AEW Dynamite, we have an Ospreay and MJF promo. Ospreay comes out shooting with the great headline that took over this week. The bidding war didn't go your way, and people thought that was like multiple or just shots at or Ospreay shooting at the E, which was not the case.
No, it was
if
Ospreay
anybody's been watching AEW, MJF, he's been talking about the bidding war and like how he's going to run the bag up and whatnot, and you're back here in AEW, so therefore the bidding war didn't go your way.
Which he apologized for on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that, but Ospreay apologized for making a mistake in that promo. And the mistake was mentioning the bidding war because technically, since MJF stayed and he got a bag, then the bidding war did go his way, and he apologized for it. I think it was weird. He should have just let it cook. And also, I think it's weird that people on the internet are saying that, like, oh, you messed up, whatever. But
bro, I don't give a fuck.
like, yeah, and I mean, well, he does though. He's like, I'll be better. Like he damn near, yeah, like. Yeah, he wrote like a fucking paragraph. It's like saying sorry. And it's like, nigga, you're on live TV, and it's not even that big of a mistake. It's like whatever.
Yeah, it's like we're not bugging on it.
Yeah, I don't know why people were nitpicking on that. It's just
no, leave Will Ospreay alone. The dude he's a genuinely. I haven't got any bad vibes from Will Ospreay. But the promo continues with
man eats beans in the morning. You don't get a bad vibe from that.
Oh my god.
Come at me, UK.
Oh, UK. Beans and toast.
Yeah, well, we beat them in the war.
Terrible combination.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That shit's so funny. Okay. We get Scarf and Blazer MJF back. Look like he's back in his full heel bag. He ends up saying that, like, you'll give your all to these fans, these people, and they'll throw you out just like they did me. Which, yeah, MJF was a full baby face, had the crowds like cheering for him and whatnot, and it just turned sour. This leads into next week. We get MJF versus Will Ospreay for the International Championship at AEW Dynamite 250. Shout out to them for making it to 250 episodes. That is fucking crazy. Like, surviving the pandemic is also fucking nuts to make it to 250. How we feel? How we feel about MJF, Will Ospreay next week? Which is not what we thought was going to be All In. I thought that was definitely going to be Wembley.
Yeah, man. I am indifferent on it. I don't think it's not. I'm not even doing because there's argument or there's critique, but like, you're giving us away on TV for free. Like, yeah, like there should be good TV matches. Like every once in a while, you should do some really nice big ass TV matches. So that's not where my indifference is. My indifference is that I think it's too soon for this match to happen. Similar to how it was too soon for Ospreay and Swerve. And that's just but that's how Tony books, and that's one of the things I don't like about, like, because he'll do the big match damn near immediately for because people want to see the dream matches or whatever, and I feel like this is something that we could. This is an easy all-in match, and all-in as of right now, as everything goes, as of right now, all-in is like damn near their WrestleMania. It's their biggest show. Even if they don't say that officially, if you base it on the last couple all-ins, especially last year at Wembley and like all the gate that they had, the amount of people, all-ins essentially a WrestleMania at this moment. And 250 is it's a milestone sort of. If it has 50 in it, it's a milestone, I guess. It's just that, like, this show is going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. And you're going to give us Ospreay and MJF. Like, does Little Rock even have like 10,000 people living in there? I don't.
Even like in the surrounding areas, like typically, like, oh, I got a show in Houston. Okay, people from Dallas are going to show up. San Antonio might pull up, but like Little Rock, you have nobody like around you to pull up.
Like, yeah, bro. I don't know. It's a really small market to do this match. So, and also they announced Swerve versus Okada.
Yep.
Which, in all intents and purposes, that could have been or could be a Wembley match type of thing. Where that's fucking Okada. Yep. Granted, I don't like what he's been doing since he's gotten here, but that's still fucking Okada. And then you have your champion Swerve. But it looks like it's setting up for blood and gut stuff, so like it makes sense, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if I answered your question. I'm a little indifferent. We're just gotta let it.
No, you did.
Yeah, just gotta let it see. I would have
From
saved this. I would have saved this. And honestly, well, no, since we're speaking on it, because I don't want to forget, I would have saved this. When is Blood and Gut? When is Blood and Guts? You know?
I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure it's in July. I thought it was like
Next
July 27th, something like that.
Okay.
I think it's the week after this.
Okay. Yeah. See, like we don't know the full teams yet, but like for Team AEW, I would have had Ospreay, Swerve, MJF, and maybe like Garcia, and then like Bryan or Moxley. Like to me, Team 8, like if you're going to do a storyline similar to, well, it's not similar to Invasion, but it has the it's,
elements for sure.
Yeah, it has the elements of like Invasion, where it's Team Elite versus Team AEW or whatever. You know, so it's like NWO versus WCW, you know, type of thing. And to me, you should have your biggest stars. Like, and that's not to say like Acclaim can't be in it, because it seems like it's going to be Acclaimed and Swerve and whoever else they choose. But if to me, you should have had Swerve, Ospreay, MJF, and a couple, like you have your top AEW motherfuckers versus the Elite. And then during that, you can set up the feud with MJF and Ospreay, and you can set up because it seems like Hangman is so desperate to get to Swerve, he might go back to the Elite just to get his hands on Swerve. Thus, he'll be in Blood and Guts. We'll see how that goes, but it looks like that's the route that they might take. So then, yeah, I don't know. I would just have my bigger stars in that, and then you set up the feud between MJF and Ospreay. But I don't know.
I'm rocking with you because, like, one, I do agree that, like, damn, y'all giving this random match in Arkansas is fucking crazy. But if speculation and everything is true, and it's like, oh, they're struggling to bring up TV viewers, this is a good way to get TV viewers because you have, you know, MJF, Ospreay, and then you have Swerve and Okada. Like, it should bring in eyes. As far as like it being in Little Rock is fucking crazy to me. On the end of like the Team AEW aspect, yes, I do agree. You should have your mainstay AEW people fighting the Elite, people who care about the brand of AEW. Acclaim being in it, of course, I see the thread with like the Young Bucks. I'm just a little slightly over like the Acclaimed in general. So I don't know there.
Bowens needs to become a single star. Keep it a buck.
We'll see how this goes. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, it is currently on the team is Swerve and Mark Briscoe. The other three spots are open. Let's say hypothetically, because 5v5. So let's say hypothetically there is going to be the Acclaim. That's 4, and then we just have one more open spot. And you know how Tony likes to save his surprise, like guests for like the night of and shit like that. So we may just have
it's going to be a random ass Japanese star or something.
It might be.
Shit, I know. Anywhere. I think it's Darby.
Oh yeah, Darby. Darby did pop up. Darby is back. He made his return this past week in Dynamite. So yeah, Mark Briscoe, Swerve, Darby, Acclaim. That's probably what's going to happen.
See,
here.
I'd switch out Acclaimed with Ospreay and MJF, and that would be my team right there. Personally, I think that's I don't know, but you know, TK.
Yeah, because I was gonna be like, oh, FTR, but FTR was in the last one, so
yeah. And
you're
I mean, right. I made a joke about it, but we saw a picture of them in a ring. But last time I checked, Dax was supposed to be out for a long time.
A minute.
So I don't know what that was about. I didn't look too much into that.
But. First match of the night is the Owen Hart Cup Finals. They open up with Bryan Danielson versus Hangman. It's still a pretty brutal match, very solid. I like the story that they're trying to tell here, but the thing is that at what cost? Like Hangman just returned like last week, and I would have preferred Hangman to put Bryan on the shelf, but then at the same time, like they don't want to do Swerve Hangman just yet. Also, if speculation is true, then Bryan is currently not under AEW contract right now, or he's working like on a per like match or per week basis. To where this All In will be his last match as a full-time wrestler. Mm-hmm. So it does make sense. You want to give Bryan Danielson or Bryan Danielson the go away with the All In. I respect that, and then kind of figure out what the fuck he wants to do later. Overall match is good. Hangman does try to use the belt on Daniel, but Jeff Jarrett revealed or used the belt on Daniel. He ends up knocking out a ref. Jeff Jarrett's been ringside this entire time watching the match from the ramp. After they knock out the ref, Jeff Jarrett reveals that he has a ref shirt under his shirt, and he becomes the interim ref, and that's what sets up Daniel to get the win. He scraps out with just a roll up. You can see Hangman visibly upset, and that's how we get the Owen Hart Cup winner. Like the match is good. I definitely suggest, if you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. Just a little interested in where they're going as far as like the thread of the story for Hangman.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to join the Elite just to get his hands on Swerve. I think that's assuming Swerve is in Blood and Guts. It looks like he is. So
at the end of the show, or one of the ending segments of the show, he approaches the Elite's door and says, "I'll do it." So I'm assuming he is going to join the Elite as one of their members. We get Swerve versus Danielson at All In. Like I said, it makes sense that we want to give him have him go out with a bang. But also, if anybody kind of embodies the legacy of Owen Hart or the Owen Hart Cup, it is definitely Bryan Danielson. And I can only imagine, having him leave and him not, win that cup is pretty fucking important. We get a Swerve promo where Swerve is talking about how you don't have a team AEW without the AEW champion. Sounds like I heard that from somebody before. He says he's going to do two things that Bryan couldn't do, which is beat Will Ospreay and lead AEW. He says this will be Daniel's final countdown. This next segment made me cringe a little bit, but I get it. The Acclaim dropped a music video. Now, I'm not a fan of music or wrestling music videos. What they were saying was directed and was shot in a promo sense, but I just don't like the music video setup. We then get Samoa Joe versus the Learning Tree, Jericho in a street fight. This all stems from Jericho attacking Hook, throwing a fireball in his face and setting, or throwing a fireball in Hook's face, which basically sets Hook back a little bit. Joe wasn't there to take up for him, so now we get this 1v1 match. This was dope. This was a dope match. Beginning half was a little slower, but that middle to ending was very, very fucking entertaining. They end up going to the backstage or the backstage area, and I don't know if you've ever seen a 7-foot man inside a regular size bathroom door. It just don't look right. But Big Bill is peeking through the door, waiting for Joe to turn his back. He turns his back via the coquina clutch, and then he gets hit in the back with a chair. Bounty Hunter Keith joins in. They end up loading Joe into a forklift, and we see Jericho take Joe on this forklift through the wall.
Yeah,
and sets up a pretty dope fucking spot, pretty dope angle. It was shot great. This abruptly ends the match, of course, because you can't just throw somebody through a wall and pin them. But yeah, when they get back from the commercial break, you can see Joe being loaded up on the stretcher. Joe's looks like he's going to be out a while. And we finally get some character breakage inside Jericho where he's the high guys is starting to crack a little bit. He's a little bit more, visibly delusioned and estranged. So hopefully we definitely get some push there. Definitely see more glimpses of the madness behind the whole Jericho gimmick. And it looks like Joe's out. I think we put in the group chat that Joe is going to potentially probably doing, what's it?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal?
Yeah, it looks like he got written off the TV to film Twisted Metal. At least that's the speculation. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I just haven't seen it confirmed. But yeah, it looks like he's written off so that he could go film Twisted Metal.
Yeah. So we will be without Joe, which is going to be very interesting to see where the story goes, because I just don't think Hook can carry the story. I honestly think that if you got Joe shelved, Hook should be shelved a little bit too, and then just have Jericho focus on somebody completely different. my match of the week was this week on AEW. Ishii versus Pac versus Claudio versus Kyle Fletcher. This was a dope fucking match. Just apparently AEW also has Ishii for the summer, so they're definitely looking forward to using him in more spots and more matches throughout the summer. Kyle Fletcher was definitely the young guy getting here and getting fucked up, though. Like, as he should. You're in the ring with some pretty hard-hitting individuals. He was getting fucked. Pause. That sounds crazy. Pac hit some nuts German suplexes on Claudio. Ishii has a great fucking segment in this. What?
I I just don't know why it's called a global glory 4-way. That to me is very pause worthy. The fuck is global glory? That's a mouthful too. Jesus.
Glory 4-way. That's no. So, we're not doing that. Yeah. We're not doing that at all.
What the fuck is global about? Maybe. I think it's because they're all from different places.
Oh, you're right. Global Glory 4-way. Okay, you are right.
Dude and an Italian, or okay, all right.
It's
still weird to say.
That's still gross. That's still gross. Pac ends up getting the win here, which sets up a title shot for the international championship.
That's probably another reason it's called global.
There, yeah, you're putting the pieces together. Yeah. So Pac will end up challenging either the winner of MJF or Will Ospreay at some future date. He lets off a dope promo afterwards where he's like, I wasn't at All In. It's All In season, and I haven't been there. I'm not going to be denied my moment this year. So we're probably definitely going to see Pac in All In, which I think he should definitely be in All In. Pac is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm curious. I know I'm not the first person to say that, but yeah, I'm curious to why he wasn't at All In last year, because
I think he was injured.
Okay, because usually when he's gone, it's for visa issues, and then All In was in Wembley. It's like you should have been able to, if you live somewhere in the UK, you should have been able to make that.
Right.
If it was in the UK,
I think he was injured.
Okay.
We get to Mercedes promo. She's in her heel bag. The Bret Hart quote in Calgary, which I think is fucking nuts. Shoots at Britt's herniated disc and her stroke, and then we just have a Britt show up, or Britt runs her off basically. So we're going to get that in All In. She says earlier or later on the night that she's going to do an open challenge for the TBS Championship on AEW Dynamite 250.
Which she said that on her IG. She didn't say that part on TV, to my knowledge, which is weird. Nah. But yeah, Nyla Rose.
Nyla will be the challenger for the TBS on 250. Darby promo. Darby's back. Last seen at Anarchy being hung upside down, which is fucking crazy. Says that he's going after Jack Perry. So it also makes sense in that way because Darby's beefing with Jack. So
I mean, he hit him with a fucking bus.
Yeah.
I'd be going after him too.
Darby did light him on fire, so they got some shit to settle out. Y'all got to work some shit out. Main event is Willow versus Mariah May for the Owen Hart Women's Cup Finals. Willow's bodying Mariah in this entire match. Like, she's just going fucking nuts. Also, once again, Willow love. Willow's fucking great. Mm-hmm. I love the callback. She had it on like the Owen Hart inspired gear, the Owen Hart Nation of Domination inspired gear, and that's a pivotal like memory moment for me because as a kid, my introduction to the Nation had Owen Hart in it, and I thought that was really fucking cool to see that. Which is also crazy that Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination. Like when you think about it, like the Canadian is in the group with the black dudes called Nation of Domination.
He's an ally, baby.
He was definitely an ally. Really well executed match. Dope Germans from Mariah May. I didn't know she had like suplexes and Germans in her bag. It also goes out to say that Willow's just a really good like seller and worker in the ring with people. Mm-hmm. But the story of this happens afterwards. So during the match, we get some outside interference from Stokely, which leads to a wicked kick from Statlander to Willow, continuing their thread. Mariah wins with a Hurricanrana off the Hurricanrana style pin, and then we get the celebration. We get Tony, Mariah May in the ring celebrating really like highly and energetic. They're happy for each other. Tony points up to the ramp for Mariah May to go and grab her the title. And then we get an unhinged Mariah May take the title, go directly at Toni Storm's head. And it's all fucking hell. Yeah. Just fucking flip switches, bro.
Yeah, which is, we talked about it last week, and I do not like it. I don't.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it because it came out of fucking nowhere. And we talked about it like we talked about last week. I was like, we knew this was going to come. It just it wasn't like because people are like, well, she makes certain faces during some of Tony's promos. The last time I remember seeing that was like in April. Otherwise, it's been nothing but good vibes. And then she wins, and then she just turns on her. And we talk about that, like when Mina hit her with the bottle. Where's the aggression there? True. And also, honestly, I think the wrong person turned. I think.
You think so? And I was debating that too.
To me, it would have been. Yeah, because now you're turning Tony into a babyface, which is like, one, she beat everybody. Two, she was just making fun of someone with a seizure like 3 weeks ago, and now you're babyfacing her. I'm supposed to like this person who was also giving shit on a person who could have died. Okay,
and I think you answered your own question there. That's why. Is that you couldn't turn her heel, no matter how hard you tried, bro. Like,
I think the better moment would have been repeat what Evolution. Like you have Mariah on Luther's shoulders, and then Tony does like the thumbs down type of thing, and then you beat up Mariah. You make Mariah the babyface pupil who has to beat her teacher. I think that would have been a better, and also it would have made more sense because again, like there was no cues, no subtlety, no nothing that this turn was going to happen the way that it happened. It, like you said, a flip just switched, and then she just beats the shit out of Tony, and it was like, and now she's evil. You know, it's like it's like if it like it to me it would have made more sense like if Tony was the one that hit her with the bottle 2 weeks ago. Then it would have made more sense. Or you know what else would have made sense if Mina was there. And like Mina, like is the devil on her shoulder. There's one that was like, "Yo, don't trust this bitch. Don't trust," or like something to make this turn make sense. Because as of right now, all like she won and she just flipped. It's like there was no, and we're gonna get a promo. We're gonna get a promo or something probably next week. It was like,
this is why I did it.
You helped me back or something like that. Or I'm tired of being your lackey. And
I did it for The Rock.
Yeah,
I get it. It's like
there's just a better way. Like we knew this was going to happen. There was just a better way to do it.
Better way to tell it. You're right.
Yeah, and I feel like Tony being the heel because Tony was already a heel. You know, like I mean, I don't know. To me, Mariah being a baby face trying to beat I feel like they should have did the Evolution route. I think it would have been a better story personally.
To where you got too close to the sun, I gotta like take you out.
Yeah. That to me that would have been a better story. Overall though, like shout out to the women. It was a good main event, and the ending of the show. It was like as far as like you know you got her hitting her in the head with the shoe and the blood and stuff. It looks good. I just wish they did it a different way. That would have made more sense to me. Because again, like Damage Control for like when they turned on Bayley, like you saw every week like them like giving side eyes and like what is this bitch talking like there was none of that. It's just like just literally just switched. Okay, so I don't know. So they got some explaining to do in the promos. But
you're right.
We'll see.
I think you are right. Okay, so let me rephrase it then. The segment itself entertaining. The thread of storytelling for the switch doesn't make any sense because you are right there to where we didn't really see too much of like Mariah May's like hesitancy on Toni Storm, and maybe it could have been one of those things where it's on Collision because I haven't been watching a lot of Collision lately. But they should, if that's the case, they should also do like recaps of like this is what happened on Collision to maybe like that interview or something like that, just to kind of like inform you of like minor character like changes and whatnot.
Yeah,
but you are definitely right.
Yeah, she was literally kissing and playing, and they were DJing each other.
Yeah, everything happy go lucky. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Why not have like maybe when they had the Mina collar match, like maybe at that point Mariah's looking over at Tony like, okay, I'm just going to celebrate with Mariah or Mina over here. Like, there should have been something that like kind of led us towards the switch.
And then Mina was tweeting like, no, like it's like you wanted this 2 weeks ago. Now it's no, like I don't know. It's just I feel like no one. I feel like no one talks to each other about what the hell is going on. So, like, I don't know.
You're right. I will give you that. You're definitely right. Overall, entertaining episode of Dynamite. We got a lot of story, a lot of threads that are being tied here. A lot of the criticisms were for AEW was to their storylines and whatnot, but look like they're doing a little bit better. I'm not on their ass as much as I used to be.
Yeah, midday. It takes time.
It's true. SmackDown.
Show opens up with the new Money in the Bank winner.
Tiffy time.
Yeah, Tiffy time. I wrote down it shows that they have a lot of trust in her.
Yes.
They have a lot of trust in her. They have a lot of trust in a lot of these new the new call ups like Braun, Ilya, Lyra, Carmelo. But yeah, having Tiffy open the show, have the open monologue for the show was I don't know, it was cool. It was cool, and I felt like a proud dad or something because I watched her get signed to 2.0, and now she's Money in the Bank and fucking opening up the show. Then Bayley comes out, and Bayley bars her up, which sets up Nia coming out. Because Nia's like, you shouldn't even worry about this Money in the Bank because I'm going to be beating your ass at SummerSlam. And she drops a line saying BBL Bayley. Well, she didn't say BBL Bayley, but she said that. Or no, did she? No, she said BBL Bayley.
No, she said BBL Bayley.
Yeah.
So what version of this? So you got the hugger, the role model. What's this? BBL Bayley?
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah. And then she tries to plant seeds. Like, you might have another moment with Tiffany, like what Alexa did to you. Essentially, she didn't say those exact words, but that's what she was hinting at.
Similar.
And then they attack her. Michin comes out with a kendo stick for the save, and that sets up Michin versus Nia because Nia and Michin have been having some beef the last couple of weeks. Which that was a good match itself. One of Michin's better matches. Nia looked good, of course. Probably for me, it was a few minutes too long. I feel like they could have cut out 5 minutes or so. But overall, a good match. And the first 30 minutes of SmackDown was all women.
Love it.
Yeah, which was dope. So, but
yeah. My question is, during the Tiffy promo, she's talking about targeting the 3 champions of Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Are you mad if somebody uses the cash in on somebody in NXT?
I wouldn't be mad because it hasn't happened. But right. No, I wouldn't be mad. That's similar to. No, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be fine with it. I don't think she should do that. I think it's just an easy tease, similar to when Edge won the Royal Rumble. He went to NXT and I could be fighting you, even though we know for a fact he was going to go after Roman.
You're not.
It's just a tease or whatever. But I would not be mad. I'd be more confused. If anything, I'd be similar to when Austin tried to cash it on the U.S. title. And it's I get why they had to do it because they weren't.
Fuck.
I get why they had to do it. He was not logically going to cash it on Roman. There was nothing that was. And then at that time, Roman had the 2, but he's not cashing on Roman. And if he would have, niggas would have been mad. Everyone would have jumped ship to AEW at that point. So
not happening.
But I don't know. I think it's just a tease. Yeah, I think it's just a tease. But to answer the question, I would be more confused than angry. If that happened.
I want to know if there's any way that they could do it that would make sense. Not saying I want that for Tiffany. I definitely think she should cash in on respectively either the Raw Women's Champion or SmackDown Champion. But the NXT champions also have Roxanne is a solid fucking NXT champion. And I don't want it to look like, oh, they're not a threat, because Roxanne is definitely a threat. Even when she came up to Raw for a little bit, was very much ready to go. It would just be very interesting. But on the flip side, if I would have saw Drew McIntyre win and fucking go after Ethan Page, I'd have been like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? So,
Right.
like, I get it. We get a little promo from Chelsea Green backstage where she talks about her nicknames of Mother of Mayhem and Princess of Pain. She's waiting for Pierce to like take their meeting and whatnot. So she's been lining up. The theme of the show is that she's lined up outside of Pierce's office.
Yeah, and then Pretty Deadly joins them, joins the girls because they want to talk to Pierce too about Pretty Deadly the musical. Yes, boy. Yeah. So that was a funny theme. We get a Andrade package. Brian Saxton was interviewing Andrade live at an AEW show.
This motherfucker,
because the seats were empty. You guys get the joke. And then Carmelo comes out. He's like, "Why are you talking to him?" And Saxon essentially is like, "What do you have next?" And he's like, "What do I have next? Him," which I thought was a cool little part because Melo is him. So yeah, looks like we're gonna get Andrade versus Carmelo next week. That should be a fun match. And then after that we get the Corbin and Cruz versus Legado of Angel and Berto, which I think is just Berto.
We did. I think so. We did get a small little bloodline promo from Solo calling out Roman's being soft and whatnot, and that he needed to build a new and stronger family by getting rid of the wise men and finding more people around and whatnot. This man better watch his words. He's calling Roman soft. Like, this is the first time, I think this week and last week, where he's shooting shots directly at you, and now he's letting you know for sure, I got my team. You ain't got shit. When you come back, you done broke up your family. So what you gonna do? So my question with that is that if Roman does come back and ends up getting jumped by the new bloodline, off rip just initially, is there anything wrong with that? Or do you think Roman should come back and it's Jimmy next to him when they just?
If Roman came back,
how do you want to do that?
Okay, well, it would make Roman look stupid if he came back and got jumped, because you have a wise man. Even if the wise man is on the shelf, you can still talk. I think his voice still works. To me, it would make Roman look dumb to go into that 1v4, or even if you just had Jimmy, you're still outnumbered.
Right.
There's still speculation of maybe Fatu is a double agent, and then there's still that other guy who they signed, Hikuleo, or I don't know what his name is, something. He should show up with backup. Personally,
that's where I'm leading at. You can't show up like Solo,
but it is also Roman. He was a 99 overall for the last couple of years. So it's if it's a sneak attack and he shows up with a chair and then he does a quick spear through a barricade and he spears Fatu through a barricade or something and hits the other two with chairs. You could make it make sense. The thing that I don't want to say worry. The thing I'm more curious about is when he does show back up, or after he shows back up, that first promo. What is going to be the explanation to why you vanish and just let Heyman die and let them do what they did to Jimmy? What is going to be the explanation to? Because I don't think he's going to say he was filming a movie, which is what he was doing. I don't think he's going to mention the funeral, which is what he was doing. So it's what? Yeah, I just wanted. I'm curious to know what the explanation is going to be, because the last time we seen or heard of him was the day after Mania. He did that Instagram post of him on a treadmill and saying it's just day one or whatever the fuck it said, and then just disappeared.
When you look at it from a story aspect, he did leave his family. He left them all. You lost, and then you didn't want to show up the next day to work and kind of help us figure this shit out.
Yeah, and
he left. It was just
taking Paul's calls. I'm curious to know what the explanation is, and I'm sure it's going to be a good one. That's what I'm more concerned about. But I think showing up alone without a weapon is a risque, especially seeing what Fatu did to people I mean, what he's been doing the last couple of weeks or since he showed up.
When that nigga no sells a Superman punch, it's gonna be crazy. We ain't never seen nobody no sell a Superman punch.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous individual.
Yeah.
But you are right. We were leading to the Corbin Cruz versus Legado.
Which I hope they stay. I hope this team stays.
Corbin and Cruz.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even gonna cap you down. I like it. Someone posted a picture of them like next to like the Dudleys in the sense because it's a white guy and a black guy, and I'm here for it. When was the last time we saw a mix? When was the last time we had a Lethal Weapon type team where there's one black guy, one white guy? And also SmackDown's a 2-hour show and it's hard to get time, especially like when Roman comes back. We were talking about it with Caster and like there's certain people who won't get that time. So and they do need some more tag teams, especially if Miz and Truth is going to break up and Austin and Waller are going to eventually break up. They could use some more teams, and I think Corbin and Cruz is cool. I think it's cool.
Corbin has a history of working with the team. He was with Braun,
mm-hmm. And
you might not be wrong.
I'd be here for it. They're both big. They both are heavy hitters. Apollo's a little more athletic because he can do standing moonsaults and shit. But they're both two heavy hitters, and we know Corbin can do the comedy stuff. Because we saw Broke Boy Corbin or Down Bad Corbin and whatnot.
Yeah, he can do the entertaining aspect, but also really good in ring.
Yeah, and he's a better promo than Cruz, so Cruz doesn't have to like do all the promo by himself and shit. And I think they could play off of each other. I hope they stay. I might even at Triple H. I'm like, you need to keep this. I want to see this.
Nigerian Wolves.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I like that too.
We get a Randy promo with Cody, Cody promo. Basically, when this business, the bloodline is over, a lot of men are gonna be coming after that belt.
And I'm gonna have you
wink,
back
wink.
for that too.
I'm coming after that belt. Like, I want to see. I want to see Randy versus Cody.
And not to be like a film nerd or anything, but the way that it was shot, because it's two friends, and the title is right in the middle between them. And it's like, what can come between two friends? Oh, a title. Like, I know there's just something poetic about how it was like how they did it that way. But the seeds have been planted. So yeah, buddy, man, when that feud, man, I cannot wait for that feud.
That first RKO out of nowhere, oh my god, bro, it's gonna be great. LA Knight shoots a promo or has a promo. Basically has a contract for a shot at the U.S. title at SummerSlam. But to nobody's surprise, Logan Paul is not there, so he needs a signature from Logan Paul to make it official. We'll probably get that at some point.
Yeah, I wrote this down. Because right now the story is he just needs Logan's signature. I hope that they do this the comedy way and not the blood way. Because the blood, and what I mean by blood way, like there's he can forcefully get this contract signed by beating him up or some shit like that, or making Logan just super mad to where Logan attacks him. He's like, "Fine, you want this fucking match? I'll sign it." You can go that route, or you could do something funny. And I want them to do something funny, like maybe Logan shows back up to his car and it's damaged in like LA's in disguise or something. He's like, you just gotta sign this paper and you'll be all fine. And then like he signs it and it's like it's the contract or something. I hope they do the comedy route versus like as opposed to just like weeks of just blood feud and like you're gonna sign this shit. But I don't know, we'll see.
You should authorize this order of 100 cases of Prime.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, something like that. I want that. Yeah. But
I want that. I'll go with the comedic route too. That would be great.
After that, we get Blair Davenport versus Naomi. How hard is it for them? How hard is it for American fans to chant "Glow"? Like you can do the yeet, you can do yes chants, you can do the yeah. Why can't y'all just chant "Glow"? I don't get it. It's like Frank. Like again, like we got it, bro. Some of these American shows, they were in Worcester, wherever the fuck that's at. Like, and I don't know. And I know they said, I think it's, I don't know, I think it might have been,
Massachusetts. It was
I
like,
think so.
where y'all at, bro?
I think it's Massachusetts, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't just chant glow, you guys. It's not that fucking hard.
Too
But
much season on that.
it
Too
was
spicy for him.
it was a good match. It actually showcased what Blair could do more as opposed to when we first saw her in that triple threat the other week. Yeah, good match. Naomi wins. She has some of the most creative moves set in probably any wrestler, honestly. Like every like I feel like every fucking week she has something new that she just randomly pulls out. Very, very creative and innovative is the word I wrote down. But yeah, really innovative offense. But yeah, Naomi wins.
Yeah.
And after that, we get that's a commercial break, and then we get a segment backstage where Naomi runs into the other black bombshells, Jade and Bianca, and they hyping each other up. I just, man, love black women, black excellence, man. I was cheesing ear to ear. It's like, look at these, how gorgeous they are, having fun, hyping each other up. And then yeah, Blair comes out and he's like, hey, you were the better person, and hopefully next time when we run this back, I can finally beat you or something like that. And she goes for the handshake. Naomi reluctantly shakes her hand, and then we get attacked from behind, and Blair attacks Naomi from behind. So further setting up that feud.
Yeah, which is great because like in hindsight, like you want to build Blair Davenport up, but you want to do it with somebody who is established, and Naomi is very established. So I'm not mad at this feud at all, because I understand what it is. It's like we want to get reps with somebody who is very respected in the ring, who knows how to orchestrate matches, and trusted in the ring. And we also want to help build up, a star and not have, them get tossed to the wayside. So I'm okay with this. This is fine with me.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. Yeah, especially if it gives you TV time, I'm good with it. The internet's going to be upset because, like, when Blair finally gets a W, they're like, Naomi's being wasted, and they're probably going to make it a race angle. But I
do want Naomi to be a champion at some point, and then we still have time for that. She just got re-signed last January, so yes, we have time. I do want her to get a belt though, so yeah, absolutely. That is definitely on my bingo card. Yeah. Next match is Waller in Theory versus DIY. Can I just say I do love DIY as tag champs? I think the energy is different. Yes. I think when you have like the term fighting tag team champions, even though they just won it like last week, it feels different. It feels like these belts are like not part of like a promo or like storytelling, but more so like in-ring action. This is where we're going to show you like what we're about. Yeah. Not only that, but DIY also has amazing fucking chemistry together, and rightfully so. These motherfuckers have been working since the Black and Gold era in NXT. It makes sense.
Maybe I think also even before. Maybe
Johnny Gargano is a freak in the ring. Pause. That sounds wild. He's a solid wrestler in the ring. Like he's fucking good. Ciampa is also really fucking good.
Yeah, this was a good match.
I like him a lot.
I like it too. Did you see what Ciampa was wearing earlier in the show? He had a remember that Dunkin' Donuts commercial that had like Ben Affleck and shit during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the jump. He
was wearing the Dunkin' tracksuit. He had that shit on, bro. That shit was fire. I'm not gonna lie. That shit I like it. And if I was a champion, I'd be wearing all sorts of ridiculous shit.
Hey, if they sent you a bag and say, hey, yo, when you pull up to the wrestling event, put on the Dunkin' Donut tracksuit, we're going to put about 5 bands in your account. Shit. You want me to hold coffee too?
And I'm pretty sure Dunkin's really big in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's a Boston thing. Or
get it. Yeah. Hopefully your bag was tied to it. Get your money, man.
Yeah. Fucking yeah, solid ass tag match. DIY wins, but this is when shit gets nice. Jacob Fatu shows up out of fucking nowhere and destroys 3 out of the 4 people that were there because Waller, he dipped. Waller dipped. Like he was nowhere to be. He saw Jacob Fatu running, and Theory's like, what? And then he just gets fucking tackled. Waller is gone. Fatu then destroys the tag team champions. Ciampa gets a small amount of offense off, goes for the a DDT, and then fucking Fatu just kind of like eats that, tanks that, and just fucking eventually destroys him. So yeah, Fatu comes out and destroys 3 people, 2 of them tag team champions. And then eventually the rest of the bloodline shows up. They look. How do you feel? Okay, presentation wise, how do you feel about this bloodline? Because to me, it's giving if the weekend. It's to me, it's given if the weekend was in Empire or the Power or a Power spinoff.
Now you think
they look like a bunch of Persian bouncers. Like I feel like if I approached them, they'd ask me for my ID and tell me I'm not part of the dress code.
Okay, I get it. You saying they look like if Tyler Perry wrote Power. This is how they would look. This is the Tubi version of Empire.
They look exactly like a fucking Tubi movie. The rapper who was shot in the foot.
Oh fuck, that's funny. Yeah, look, I feel like the gimmick of what they're trying to do is the whole like death row kind of thing. They keep giving him the turtlenecks. He's wearing red sometimes. He got the gold chain on. Like, I get it.
The curbing.
I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's not. It has nothing to do with Solo. I just think the rest of them, besides Jacob too, Jacob got that man's different. But it's the other two. I just don't know how I feel about this. Because even with like Roman in the case, Roman had his aura and the Usos had their own aura. Like they were just as much of a fucking threat, And then Solo was the one in the back, kind of like, just holding it down. But like with this one, it's like, okay, Solo's building his aura. I can see it. Jacob already got it. But you two niggas over here, I don't know. Something about y'all look like y'all don't belong here. I don't know what the hell it is. One of you is yelling, and the other one is doing fucking butt thumps. Like, I don't know what it's like. What are you doing? One of you is Ace Ventura nature calling, the other one is botching fucking nut shots. Like, I don't fucking know what's going on here.
The almighty tank punch, baby.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think we need more like maybe like promos with like Tama and Tonga, just to kind of like feel like what y'all about. Jacob speaks for in-ring, like in-ring ability. He's fucking nuts. Also, commentary does a really good job of bumping, like, or not bumping, but like praising Jacob.
Making him seem
Solo
scary.
doing all the talking. Yeah, it's just the other two, like, we have to feel threatening.
Which
like,
this week,
I need something.
And the reason I said good impression, because you did do a good impression. This week he was doing that. He was doing that fucking Malcolm in the Middle speak again, sort of, where it's like it's just Roman didn't acknowledge him, or he's going to acknowledge me when he gets here. If he comes, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
Roman comes back, he will acknowledge me, and it's like, okay,
it doesn't seem natural. It seems like he's. I don't want to say he's trying too hard, but I don't know what he's trying to I don't know if there's a movie that he's trying to reference, or like there's something that he's trying to tap into that I'm not understanding. But the way that that slow, aspirated speak that he's doing is not. It's not. I don't know. It's something. Yeah, I don't want to say it's not hidden, but it's something, and I'm not liking it though.
Where are you pulling that from? Because Roman doing his promos, Roman was fucking killing people. Yeah, like just.
Roman, to me, he was talking like, honestly, every Roman promo since the Bloodline. To me, I feel like that's how he kind of just talks. I feel like he was just being himself, just not as funny. Because in off screen, he's a really funny dude. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Solo, like, I don't know, man. I like watch. Maybe, yeah, I think maybe he needs to watch some like old school gangster films like Blood In, Blood Out or Scarface, or some of these.
I think was watching The Godfather. That's where you're getting it from.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. But yeah, he does. He did a promo, and yeah, he similar to the video package. Yeah, he explains like, yeah, Jimmy didn't want to acknowledge, Heyman didn't want to acknowledge, so we took him out. And if you don't acknowledge me, you will be taken out. And
don't cheer for Roman now.
Yeah, no,
you didn't want him.
Yeah, you don't deserve him. Which that part I agree. You don't deserve him. Like,
it's true.
This is
quick. Let's time out. It's quick how like WWE fans realize how much Roman brought to the table and Roman was not there. it's like the first 2 weeks is okay. Cody's not here or Cody's champion. We're happy, and then like 2 to 3 weeks after that, they were like, "Where the fuck is Roman at?" Like, you realize how much of an impact this man has on professional wrestling, A, and then B, just SmackDown in general. It's still a void that's missed because he's just big money, bro. He show up on TV, and it is what it is. You know what time it is. We get Cody popping up in this promo.
He calls out Cody.
He says, "Look, we ain't got to wait till Pierce is here or Aldis is here. Like, let's just make this shit official." Cody he already knows what he wants. You, SummerSlam. Or we can do this shit right now. And every time anybody ever says that shit with 4 people around him, you know it's about to go bad. So, he gets outnumbered. They start jumping him. Randy comes out to help. That shit didn't work because it's 4-on-2 at this point.
Yeah,
they end up tying up Cody's arms into the ropes.
Yep,
got him stranded there.
Made him watch
so many fucking super kicks to fucking Randy. It was fucking nuts. Like, it was just back to back to back. Jacob Fatu just taking this man's head off. And they set him up for the Shield triple power bomb on the table, right?
Cody's like, take me,
bro. Oh my god, nigga, that shit was in my nose. I was like, this nigga just sit here and say, no, take me instead. Like, don't ever say that shit in your life, bro. That shit was crazy. Nah, take me instead. I was like, I get you a baby face, but nigga, we gotta hold it down, bro. Like, just fight out the ropes. Try to do something. That nigga was kicking his feet. Take me. No, bro. Yeah. Don't do that.
They triple powerbomb Randy, sent him to Viper Heaven, and then then we get a spike to the sternum, and then
and then also the weird ass fucking headbutts to the gut.
Yeah,
not feeling that.
It's odd. It's an odd offense.
You know, it's very. He had his dose of meek you up, and I was like, that shit at the wrong time.
Get up.
Get up. Oh fuck, man. Yeah. That's how SmackDown ends. It was definitely a good episode of SmackDown. Like I said, it's been a great week of wrestling. My thing is that it looks like that it's gonna be Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam.
Yes.
I've heard and seen the rumors that people don't think that's a SummerSlam caliber match. I do because of the entertainment aspect of it. Maybe not like, you know,
in the story, because Roman's more than likely going to come
That's
back.
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, my bad. Entertainment also means story. So, like, in the story element of that match, it's definitely a SummerSlam like match. It's just not your typical Cody versus fucking Seth Rollins kind of like match or whatever. But the thing is, you're going to get one of those anyway in Priest and Gunther. So you got a hard-hitting match here. We got to give you the storyline match over here as well. And so I think it's going to be a great mix of that. Yeah. Yeah, I got no issues with it. I thought this was a great week of fucking wrestling. I thought this was a great episode.
Yeah, as of right now, as of right now, I think there's 3 matches we can say are confirmed: Bayley, Nia, Gunther, Priest, and Solo and Cody. And so I think
we can also we can throw Logan, in LA. Logan in LA for sure.
Yep.
And at this point, they're already at 4 matches. Do you think they go? Do you think SummerSlam's longer than the 5-match setup?
I think it might be. I think I feel like we might get 7 matches.
7. Which I'm okay with. This is one of the big 4 pay-per-views of WWE, so like that's fine. If your Manias, I'm okay with that.
And we talked about it before, and we didn't really speak on it. When they made that deal with Indianapolis to have all those shows go to Indy, Indy's also going to get a 2-day SummerSlam. So they obviously next year is going to be a 2-day summer. So we might get after this year, 2-day SummerSlams might be the thing, similar to WrestleMania. So.
I get it. If it's done right, cool. Yeah. The pacing is just fucking what kills me. But I'm all for wrestling.
Yep.
things to look out for. You know, we got Blood and Guts coming up. I did check the date. It's July 24th. So not this week's episode of Dynamite, but the one after that will be Blood and Guts. This also, I believe, is like their Texas stint where they're doing like their residency in Texas for a little bit. I think the collisions are. SummerSlam's coming up.
What part of Texas? Because you know, Houston's like flooded and they don't have they don't have light right now or nothing.
Where were they at? I wanted to say it was like Arlington, so I don't know where that's at in the Texas like scope, but they are definitely supposed to go down to Texas. SummerSlam's coming up. Yeah, keep on the lookout for NXT. I'm gonna shout out Obafemi and Wesley. That match was fucking hot. I love that shit. That shit was fucking tough.
Taylor was cool.
Yeah,
Roxanne and Lola Vice was it was a really good card. There's people who were like, "Oh, this is better than Money in the Bank."
Nigga, that was better than a lot of shit that I've seen. Like,
you know, it was good. It was a good card, good show.
I was surprised. I was watching every match, like, yo, like they're out here like cooking. Like, this is what I want from. Respectfully, this is what I want from like just main level WWE product. Like, just the matches were just hitting, bro. Like, there's a difference, and I'm not saying this. I say this lightly, but it's a difference when you like, you know, you're having these matches and you were trying to eat. The hunger in you is different. So everybody's in NXT's coming out there with like a different level of inspiration because like you're trying to like make a name for yourself. Not saying that doesn't happen on the main roster because it does, but you can definitely see that their intensity is completely different in NXT.
Yeah, they got to
shout out to them. Yeah, that shit was fucking tough. But that's the show, folks. We're going to get out of here. It was a great week of wrestling. Stay tuned for the next episode. We got more stuff coming at you. Yeah, it's been real. We're going to get out of here and enjoy this weather before it gets too fucking hot.
That's Jay. I'm Hero. Follow us on X if you can. /Twitter,
please.
FKA. We're gonna have an Instagram soon too. We don't know what to post.
Yeah, Instagram.
We have a TikTok.
We do have a TikTok. I need to get. Speaking of TikTok, the reason why it's been a little lacking is that I want us to get on the visual tip. So hopefully we can get some podcast visuals out there for you in the near future. Because once that come out, it's a wrap. We about to be up. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a good day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Too sweet.